Hello, sixth graders. For this week and the next week, I'm going to talk about Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, and I don't have his photo or anything because he's from the Renaissance days. But here, this is the best I can find right here. This is his self-portrait drawing. Okay, so there you go, Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, and today I'm going to cover art history part and just show you some two-dimensional his paintings. And next week I'm going to teach you how to do optional projects that in the style of Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, now first I want to read out of this handouts that I will be using in the art room if the school is fully open. But so I'm just going to read out of that for a bit. Okay, so Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519, the greatest genius of the Italian Renaissance, was a man of many talents. A painter, sculptor, architect, engineer, scientist, musician, inventor, and writer. We call that kind of people genius, who can handle anything, everything. Okay. Leonardo had a great desire to learn all he could about everything. His power of scientific observation served him well as an artist. His work shows how much he understood about anatomy, proportion, and the structure and the function of things. What he learned from nature, he applied to his many inventions, including helicopters, parachutes, gliders, and other flying machines. He recorded his ideas in voluminous notebook filled with detailed sketches. His notes, written from right to left, can be read only in the mirror. Okay. The founder of the classic style of painting of the High Renaissance, Leonardo was among the first to use the chiaroscuro technique. Now that was a hard word. You probably have never heard that, but chiaroscuro means light and shade, the shading techniques in the modern language. Okay. Okay. He completed very few paintings in his lifetime, but each one is considered a masterpiece. Okay, so that was a brief introduction page about Leonardo da Vinci. Now I'm going to show you this one. You probably have seen this, the real thing. Now, I had to put on a Speedo for you so that you will not be screaming and giggling all day long. Okay, but this one is a famous, the proportion of the human figure drawing. Okay, now these writings on here, these tiny writings of Leonardo da Vinci, that's the one that the introduction paper was talking about, the writing that can be read only in the mirror. Okay, but even if we use the mirror though, I don't think we can read it because it's not English, it's Italian, unless you know how to read Italian. Okay, but let's read this top sentence right here. Okay, now that you can read, that's in English. Okay, it says, the length of man's outspread arms is equal to his height. Does that make sense? Okay, now if you have a doubt, then you can go home and measure your height and measure the length of your, the arms from one tip of the middle finger to the other when they're spread and compare. All right, now I'm going to show you some of the very famous two-dimensional paintings of Leonardo da Vinci. This one is called the Annunciation. We have to pull it a little bit more far away to get the entire view. Okay. That's a scene of angels showing up to Mary, the Virgin Mary, announcing that she will have a baby Christ. Okay. And this one right here, have it louder, right here. This one is called the Madonna of the Rocks. Or sometimes it can be called the Virgin of the Rocks. And this one is the same painting, but the close-up of the lady's face. Okay. And this one is called the Portrait of Cecilia Gallerani. You don't have to memorize that name of the lady. You can just call it the Portrait of the Lady, of a lady. Okay. This is another very famous painting. And here is, now this is not the entire thing. This is the center part of the famous fresco painting and the Last Supper. That is the center part where Jesus is showing. You can tell it's very badly damaged. Yeah. And here is the same painting, same fresco painting. It's a little bit off. You can see the Christ's hand still. Okay. All right. And lastly, everybody knows what the title of this painting is, right? Mona Lisa. Okay, this is probably the most famous painting in the world. Okay. Maybe some of you have seen the real thing, maybe not. But it is not, surprisingly, it is a very small painting. It's not a huge thing, okay? And if you have a chance to see it in your lifetime, it will be a great experience. Okay. Now, that's all I have today, except that I just have a silly little paper that's like this. Yes, it's a blank face Mona Lisa copy. Now I'm going to put this up on my art closet door. If you want to, you absolutely don't have to. But if you want to, you can pick this up, fill the face part with your own face, or the silly face, cartoon face, dog or cat's face. You can do whatever you want. This is just for fun. Or you can use the back side, the blank side, to draw something you like. Okay, today's video was short, but that's all I have today, and I will see you next week. Thank you.